fresh day outside. Do it all over again. It's actually like 11:30. We slept in kind of later. Laid in bed for a little bit longer. Last night was, I'd say, pretty crazy to our standards. Had a couple more drinks. We played some slots. I think Kelly went for broke. You lose everything you spent? Yeah. Yeah, I know. And then we almost lost it all. We put in 40 and we ended up getting like $19.80 back, so we didn't lose it all. At one point it was almost down to 11. I think it was like 11 or 10 bucks. And then we got lucky with a couple of slot machines, and I went back up to 25, and then we're like, well, let's just play down to 20. And then we walked away with 20, so we have a little bit extra for tonight to try something else at another casino. See if we can make it big or go for broke. So this morning we were supposed to go to
An idea, do you know what we're supposed to?
Oh, whatever. It was an idea. We had the idea to go to, what's it called? A buffet in the morning, but we didn't get up early enough because we were up all night. I think I went to bed at like 2. And then, so we're gonna go find lunch somewhere, find a light lunch somewhere. We're gonna walk up towards where we're supposed to be going to for dinner, because we have to eat dinner at like 4, and then off to the show at 6.
Show's at 7.
Oh. We have to be done dinner by 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so done dinner by 6, and then
Buffet, so you want to kind of be there.
yeah, and then done. Make sure at the show for 7, and that's the plan. Here's our tickets.
Pretty good, 6:30. So yeah, 6. If we're gonna walk from one to the other. 6.
Because it's a 20-minute walk according to Google Maps from where we eat to the theater. Curved escalator. Yeah. It's definitely, I feel like it's definitely an engineering thing, because almost all escalators are straight. So that was a little bit disappointing. The aquarium at the Mirage was not so much of an aquarium as it was a fish tank. That's what it actually should have been called, because it's just a fish tank behind the reception desk. There's some nice fish in there, but it's not too deep. It's very shallow and just wide along the wall. Oh well. It was cool to see for about 2 seconds. Now we're on a church railing. How's this a bucket list thing that you want to do, Orgy?
Where did I hear about
store? This specific
Where did I hear about Circ in Vegas? I don't know.
This specific Circ, or just Circ in general?
Just Circ in general.
It's just something you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say a specific Circ of Miss Sarah is kind of.
No, if I was gonna say a specific Circ that I really wanted to see, it would be O, but that was really expensive, and not good seats for how expensive. But like, if that's like, if you're gonna go bucket list, like that's the famous one that I would like love to see, but real expensive.
Oh.
Real spendy.
How much was that one?
Shitty seats, I think, were like $150.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. 150 US or?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
If money wasn't an issue, and we weren't trying to be like,
Somewhat conservative?
yeah, then like I would have just been like, whatever the goodest seats are. Like, let's just do it, you know what I mean?
Maybe on like another trip that's more...
Maybe on my 40th.
Oh, shit. Sure, maybe not. I was gonna say maybe on a trip that's not so like, let's see everything. It's like, let's come down for a weekend, have a few drinks, gamble, and then see that show.
Yeah.
Like for a short day. Rather
that was
than,
like the one thing we did.
Yeah,
kind of deal?
exactly. If we're just coming down for like,
Yeah.
you know, a long weekend or something.
Oh look, another fancy.
Yeah, that has automatic doors. Because all the other places we go to, there's so many places that don't have manual doors, and it doesn't make any sense.
Invited guests as opposed to what? Uninvited guests?
I know, right? Maybe. Okay, now what?
I see something that says no stair.
I do too. Oh, it's there. Oh, sure. Let's go see what's in here. Alright, good evening. It's just for 11:26. I'm gonna put the packet in for the night. Circ, I think, was awesome. It was great. Oh, the whole thing. I think it was great because around that, like, midway between the lower bowl and the upper bowl, there was like a decent walkway. So they had some of the performers. They were like running up and down the aisles, and at some point they were like up in our area, like on the two sides from where we were sitting, and they were hanging down from where, just a little bit above where the aisles were from where we were, so they were like kind of up and close. Everything was just so immersive. They even had some people from the audience take part. One of the performers who kind of was more like, comedic break. Yeah, he was kind of like a comedic break. So sometimes between the two sets of like with all the action, he would come out and do something funny. He was outside at the beginning of the show, like taking people to their seats, and the first couple that came through, that the spotlight on them, and it's like, well, did they really know what was going on? Because why would they have a spotlight? Maybe the spotlight was just there, but as soon as it started following them, I feel like you should have known something was up. So he took them down, like all the way across the midway, down to the very front row, but there's like people sitting there, and so I think they were a little bit confused. Maybe they thought that they should have been higher up, because depending on how you bought your tickets, you would have known where you were sitting, roughly. So maybe they were a little bit confused. And then he gets to the bottom, finds the right numbers but not the right row, and he goes, he grabbed somebody else's glasses from someone else who was sitting in the front row, and read the tickets like, I can see now, oh, you're way up there, and just kind of like laughed. So they started walking again more towards the front, up the stairs. He gets halfway, he looks at it, he kind of just points to the upper part of the bowl, and then throws the tickets up behind him and on the ground, just walks away and goes, oh well, I don't care. And then he moves on to somebody else, and then obviously, like, not obvious, but like somebody who is actually part of the arena came down and like picked up the tickets and like was like, oh, sorry, we'll take you to the proper seats, and they helped them out. Another couple came in, they helped them out too, but actually brought them to their seats. So yeah, it was a very cool comedic break. So he kind of started off the show about 5 to maybe 7 minutes before the show. And then we saw him through little bits during the show. I personally would say it's worth every dollar, and if you can go see it, it is definitely worth it. It's very immersive. All the music is live. Like they make all the music there. All the performances are like top notch. It's just it's very well worth it. Even for the price that we paid. We bought our tickets online, and they were running some sort of promotion at 50% off, so we got it. We got somewhat of a deal. I mean, still with currency exchange, it was still pretty expensive, but it's still better than paying 100%, right? So definitely worth it. After that, we got an Uber ride back here, picked up our refillable cups from Fat Tuesday. I cleaned them out, had a quick break, and then went over back to MGM because they have a Fat Tuesday there, so we can get our drinks filled, walk all the way across the casino, and then walk back and then get our drinks filled. So we did that. and then played a few games, made some money, and now we're back at the room. It's time for bedtime. It's just basically as soon as I come back from the shower, we'll head off to bed, and then tomorrow we're up a little bit earlier to do the roller coaster. And what else do we have planned for tomorrow? That's basically it. Yeah, just the roller coaster, and then have kind of more of a low-key day walking around. And then we're into Wednesday, and then Thursday we have part of the day, or most of the day, and then we fly home at 11. We'll be home by 11:30, or back in Abbotsford for 11:30. So that's it for tonight. I hope everybody had a good time today. I know we certainly did. And I guess we'll see you in the morning.